Hey, what's up? I'm JT, and if you've been with us on this journey, first video is here and the second video is right here, you have learned how to survive a crisis when it happens and how to recover stronger afterwards. But what if you could stop the fire from ever starting in the first place? So in this video, we're going to talk about a game-changing mindset for small business owners. Moving from being a firefighter to being a fortress builder. We're going to show you how to identify your biggest risks and put simple preventive controls in place so that the next time a crisis comes knocking, you're already prepared. The first step in prevention isn't about what to do. It's about how you think. A lot of business owners feel paralyzed because they think they have to prepare for everything. You've probably heard someone say you need to be prepared for anything, that you need to airbag every possible problem. And that's simply not true. You can't put a safety airbag on every single scenario in your business. So instead of trying to stop every possible thing that could go wrong, let's focus on the small number of big things that could actually sink your ship. It's about being strategic, not paranoid. Now, I'm about to get a little nerdy here with you just for a second, but I promise this is the easy to understand, and it's the key to making this whole thing work. In risk management, we look at the velocity of the risk, how fast it hits, and its impact, how badly it hurts. You need to build a risk profile for your business and zero in on the things that are most likely to cause the biggest, fastest damage. Don't worry about the tiny, slow-moving problems right now. Focus on the ones that could stop you, cold blood. And once you've identified those biggest risks, you feel tempted to solve them completely, but that's a trap. Your brain will try to trick you into an all or nothing mindset. The brain's going to tell you, if I can't completely solve this problem, why bother? This is where we need to remember the 70% rule. Putting a plan in place that mitigates 70% of the potential problem is 1,000 times better than having no plan at all. A little preparation goes a long way. 70% mitigation is better than 0% mitigation. Don't let your brain convince you otherwise. Once you have the right mindset, it's time to find the best place to start. Remember when we talked about the 3 types of variables? The known unknowns and the unknowns unknowns are the big scary things you can't even know what to predict. But the known knowns, these are the things you know can go wrong. These are the weak points you've probably already identified, but just haven't had the time to fix. That's where we start. Once you have your mindset straight, it's time to turn that thinking into action. We're going to put some simple preventive controls in place to protect your business. You don't need a 50-page binder. Start small. Create a single shared document that has a short checklist for the most likely scenarios. What happens if your main website goes down? What if a key supplier falls through? What if you get a viral bad review? Just write down 2 or 3 immediate steps for each of these things. You now have a crisis kit, and your brain loves having a plan. And once you have a plan, you need to share it. Once you have those checklists, practice them. This isn't about running around with a stopwatch. It's about a simple tabletop exercise. Get your small team together for 10 minutes and walk through one of those scenarios. Hey, okay, the website is down. What's the first thing we do? This simple drill will reveal weaknesses in your plan that you can fix easily, and your team will feel more prepared. A one-time tabletop exercise is best way to test your crisis plan. And the final piece of this video, it's simple but important. Think about things you can automate. Okay, for example, I schedule weekly backup of your client files or an automatic social media post that goes out if your website is down. By setting up these simple automated defenses, you are taking away the potential for human error and building a stronger system. Have you ever had a near-miss crisis in your business that you were able to prevent? Share your story in the comments. What was that one thing you did that made the biggest difference? Plan is only good if you keep it updated. Now that you've got your systems in place, it's time to make prevention a part of your regular routine. Make a reoccurring note in your calendar to review your crisis plans once every 3 months. Just a quick 10 minutes check. This makes sure that your plan stays relevant and you don't forget the lessons you learned from the last crisis. The best crisis plan is the one you actually remember to look at it. And as you grow, your plan will need to change. As your business gets bigger, your plan will need to a little bit more sophisticated. You can start adding more details to your crisis kit or even practice a more complex fire drill. But you don't need to do it all at once. Just keep adding a little more protection as you grow. And finally, remember what this is all about. The biggest reason to build a solid crisis plan isn't so you can become a professional risk manager. It's so that you can get back to work you love without that nagging fear in the back of your mind. By taking a little time to prepare, you free yourself up to be a better leader and a better business owner. So, you moved from being a reactive business owner to a protective leader and a proactive leader. And you are now ready for whatever comes your way. So here's your challenge. Open up a document right now entitled Crisis Kit. Write down the 3 biggest known risks to your business and one single action you will take for each. That's the first step to your new peace of mind. And if you found this series helpful, hit that like button and subscribe, because we're going to dive into more topics that help you make your business better and more resilient so that we can make that dollar better and faster while keeping the dollars we already made. I see you on our next one.